Hi guys, and welcome to my little pre-review of the Whizzer HE03D. This has been an IM which has been quite anticipated for quite a while now. It was supposed to have been released late last year, but then it got delayed, and then it was to be released before the Chinese New Year. Then it was delayed once again, and then finally it was released around now Valentine's Day. Anyway, what we have here is a single DD IEM, and I mean, basically they've cut no corners, or at least that's what has been the idea, was to cut no corners and make a really good single DD IEM. It's got a fifth generation 12mm DLC dynamic driver. The actual IEM itself is it's a metal shell that's been CNC machined. Actually, 1 second. Let me just. No, actually, I've got it. Yeah, sorry. Let me just get the IEM out here so we can actually look at it while I'm talking. So, in terms of its aesthetic looks, it's a stunning IEM. I mean, you can see just by what I'm showing you right now that it is a beautiful IEM. Trying to see if I can find a position where you can actually look half decent on the camera. There we go. That's it. So as I was saying, it's a machined shell, which they've put this very beautiful faceplate on it, which is I believe made from glass. And the whole design of the whole thing just looks very premium. So you have this, like I said, this faceplate which gives it this very unique look. The actual shell itself as well has a what they call a MDBS density system, which is a multi-damping balance system to supposedly, it's kind of they actually mention it's kind of like a helmet like resonating structure that will enhance the bass, and the transition from the bass into the mids, and how everything is just married and so on. As I mentioned, it's a 12mm driver. Then it's also worth mentioning, it's actually a semi-open design. See if I can actually show you here. Where is it? There we go. So it's actually a semi-open design. So it's got this fancy resonating system internally, with then an open back design, or semi-open back design, to again allow for better pressure release and an absorption and elimination of any resonances that might occur inside the actual earphone. This whole this system that they've designed, the MDBS, is actually patented, and following that idea of the patent and so on and so forth. I mean, Whizzer has, since day one, basically been a brand that has always kind of innovated by trying to come up with different design, different approaches to designing and manufacturing IEMs, and since their early days, from back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, they actually partnered up with a company called J Idea Studio that did all the tuning for them and so on and so forth. So all of this basically to say what, that all of their products since 2015, from the A15, which was the first model, to the A15 Pro, then in 2016, going on to then the models which now look more like this one, which was the Kylin HE01, and so on and so forth. All of these models all over the years have always been models which have had some thought, let's put it that way, process put behind their creation. So it wasn't just a question of just throwing together pieces and let's see what comes out of it. And the HE03D is a continuation of this whole philosophy, of this whole continual push by Whizzer to surpass the boundaries not only of craftsmanship but also of sound. With all of this said, okay, and I'll just run you through quickly the box. The box, the unboxing is really something worthwhile, because they don't cut corners there. So the actual IEMs themselves came over there, as you can obviously gather. And then once you lift this up, inside here you have the cable, okay, plenty tips, which there's no shortage of those tips, all of them with different with different purposes. Vocal, these are the soundstage tips, and these are what they call their reference tips, okay, which you can actually see it's got slightly different, like, kind of nozzle design. Anyway, all the tips that you can possibly need and desire. The case, again, screams premium, everything. Like I said, nothing was left to chance in terms of what comes in the box. The experience is a nice experience, for lack of a better word. Everything's just really, really nice. And then once you actually grab the IEMs themselves, that whole continues. I mean, this whole presentation carries on, and the IEMs, like I say, are beautiful. Not very heavy, although they're all metal and so on and so forth. Not very heavy. I'm not using the standard cable because it's a little bit of a thin cable. I'm actually using an XI NHS cable, which actually married very nicely with the IEM because of its color, and the reflexes on the actual faceplate also are kind of goldish brown, so on. So it comes out very nicely. You will notice that I am using a foam tip, and this now brings me to what I will be talking about now briefly, which is not wanting to jump ahead in terms of what this is all about. And in my full-on review, I will be comparing it with its fellow competitors at this price range, because we're talking about $170 here. So we're talking about HANA 2021 Territory, we're talking about BQ EYZ Autumn, we're talking about Tenschim Moondrop Kato, we are talking about even the KB Ear Aurora, we are talking about nice HDK Top Guy. So there's a whole bunch of single DD IEMs priced at around $200, which are really good. I'm not even mentioning, and I'm forgetting to mention, but I'm not even I'm going to talk about the Let's Shure S12 and the Timeless. Again, two IEMs which are kind of at the same price range as the Whizzer HE03D. And with all this, with all this history that they have, I was honestly expecting a sound that was going to blow me away. And not wanting to, again, say too much at this moment, because I've been listening non-stop basically for now 2 days to these IEMs. The sound has left me a little bit disappointed. It is not what I was expecting. Let me put it to you in a very brief way, by saying the following. If you have an HE01 like I have here, okay, you don't need to upgrade. Let's just leave it at that for now. I will obviously, like I said in my full-on review, delve more into more details and what I actually think of the 03 in more with more detail. But as of this moment, and the only tips that I've actually been able to get half decent results are with these foam tips, I am not impressed with the sound. I'm definitely not impressed with the sound, and it's a pity. It really is. But anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, expect my full-on review in a couple of days. I'm going to give it a bit more of listening time before I actually give a final conclusion of what I think about them. All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.